Welcome back to the channel. I'm Rochelle. This is Brampton Gardener, and today we are going to be reviewing the Saker Mini Chainsaw. Very excited when Maxwell from Smart Saker reached out to me and asked if I would like to review this product. So this is my first product review, and let's get started. So first off, this thing is adorable. Like, I'm not gonna lie. I love how tiny it is. It's super lightweight and it's really easy to just take with you anywhere, pack it around. But let's open her up. Okay, so flip it up, and inside we have our instruction manual, and I will hold it up so you can see what it looks like when you open it up. So we have our chainsaw here, we have our screwdriver and our little wrench for tightening the nut here. And then once we take the chainsaw itself out, it comes with 2 battery packs, which is awesome, and the charger, which is actually inside, ready to charge up after we use it. It also comes with 2 replaceable chain replacements, which is amazing. Thank you so much. It comes with some gloves, safety gloves with little rubber grips, so this is going to help with your grip on there so it's not going to get too loose. Safety glasses and some oil. So I did open the packaging up because I wanted to check it out and see what we were dealing with. And I'm gonna tell you right now, the most important part for me personally of all of this was to see if I could do this. And tuck the gloves back in, and oh my goodness, look at that. It goes back in. You need 2 hands on that one there. It went back in so easily. So at work this week, my husband had to bring the skill saw, and I don't even want to admit how long it took me struggling with that stupid case to try and get the saw back in, and it was like this close to fitting, and just there was no way. Finally I was just like, screw it, let's just wrap it in bungee. I don't know, somehow he came out and magically put it away. But for me, sometimes with tools, getting them back in the container, it's like when you open a map, like, that's not happening. That's not happening. So I do like, and I've done this many times, it's super easy to just, it goes right back in its spot, and I love that. It's very, very lightweight, very, it's got a nice, it's lightweight, but it doesn't feel cheap, right? Like, it's got a nice heft to it. I really like the rubber grip on the handle. It's very comfortable. Sometimes as a woman, men's tools are kind of awkward to hold. This one feels really nice. I have this propped up on a box because my table was too low, so hopefully it doesn't fall off. We're gonna slide that battery right on there, hold in our safety, and oh, just in time for Halloween. Okay, Friday the 13th month. It's 2, right? Yeah. All right. Enough about that. So other features that it has this nice little safety guard. This is great for boom kickbacks if you hit something hard in the wood. If you've ever used a chainsaw or a sawzall or anything like that, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. So it's nice that you have this so you don't, cut your face in half. And we have this hand guard here. Everything seems to be in order. Chain feels nice and secure. So they do recommend when you start out, we're going to put a little bit of oil on the chain, and a little bit, they're not kidding. So I have watched a few other reviews. Brenda from Freedom Redbird, in her review, she mentioned you might want to put this into a little Ziploc baggie just so it won't leak in your container, because sometimes it's oil. It's really easy to leak out. So we're just going to put a little bit right here on the top of the chain and put that on really good. I'm going to try and make sure it's standing upright for now. Safety, and that should be nicely lubricated for now. Oh, what am I going to use this on? That was the question I was asking myself, because it is fall and my husband said I couldn't go out and just chop random limbs off the trees. Men. Anyways, so we did a lot of our pruning in the spring. We chopped quite a few branches up off of this tree. My husband has a longer chainsaw that's like on a pole, and that worked great. But when he you know, when the limbs are down and you have to limb the tree up and then you have to cut them into smaller sections, it was kind of annoying with that larger one because you have to worry about, don't let your blade, that's another tip, don't let your blade hit the ground. That's how you dull blade. Don't let it hit the dirt. So that was kind of tricky to make sure, you know, with a larger chainsaw that's not hitting the dirt. This is going to be amazing. It's going to be so much faster if I have to limb anything up like that. So I will show you a few projects that I've had in mind that I was afraid I was going to have to try and use the Sawzall, which I hate. I hate using the Sawzall. I'll probably show you that. Yeah. Let's do a comparison with the Sawzall and this thing because I'll show you why I hate using the Sawzall. But another thing is this might come in really handy for work. So you might not know, but I work with my husband in construction. We do drywall and stucco repairs, and a lot of our jobs require just filling small holes and patches. And so in order to do that, we need to cut small pieces of wood as backing. So we usually use 1x2s. Sometimes we'll use a 2x4. We had to use 2x4s this week, like I mentioned, and for that my husband had to bring the skill saw. So maybe we'll see how this does on the 1x2s and the 2x4, because honestly, this is so much smaller and lighter and easier to use than having the skill saw, and it's probably gonna be better than using the Sawzall because that thing's annoying. Other projects I have in mind, I bought a few birch branches on clearance last year for decoration, and I like to use them in my urns, in my Christmas urns out front, and normally they're like $8 a piece, which is outrageous, and I refuse to pay that. But Home Depot had a sale at the end of the season, and each bundle, which had like 3 or 4 in each one, was $2. So I got a few bundles, but they're way too long, so I need to cut them up so that they're usable. So everyone else that I was watching this, you know, they all have a bit more property, and they were using it to, you know, fall trees. Okay, Creekside maples fell a tree. It was like a 12-inch diameter, like not recommended. Do not try this at home, but you should go watch this video because it was hilarious. So most people are using this for like branches and, you know, trimming up their property. I'm going to be using it for home crafts, decor, and on a job site, I think. I think this is going to come in really handy. Another thing I like about the packaging, it is small, it is compact, and it is bright turquoise. So a lot of tools come in like black packaging, and we deal with drywall, which means it's going to be just filthy all the time. It's going to always have a layer of dust on it. And second of all, it's hard to see. Like if you're looking for something in the garage or in the back of the truck, and it's black, like it's like a hole in there, and you're not going to find it. Like I struggle to find some of the black cases in the truck when it's dark. You know, overcast day and you're reaching in. This is just really easy, nice and easy to see, and it will keep everything protected, and it's just easy to grab it and bring in. So I am going to set up some of my experiments, and safety first, we are going to be putting on the goggles and the gloves, and we're going to be putting Dexter in his room because I do not need him out here bothering me and distracting me when I'm using power tools. Thumbnail. No, safety first. So I did a few practice cuts, and what that has done is it has caused the chain to just loosen up a little bit, and you want it tighter than that. And that is completely normal. That's what happens with every new blade, chain, whatever you want to call it, with every new chain. So if you watch Creekside Maples, Tony was over there showing you how to tighten up your saw blades. So what you're going to do is you're going to take this nut and you're going to just loosen it a little bit. And then you're going to take the little screwdriver, and there's a little screw right here on the inside here, and you're just going to stick it in there, and you are going to tighten up the chain. Okay, let's see if that's tighter. Nice and tight, yep. And then tighten up your nuts. Okay, that feels nice and secure. Safety first. We're going to put on our fancy safety goggles, and it came with these little non-stick gloves. So there we go. They have pug hair. Like how the heck is there gizmo hair? I mean Dexter hair on these. I still do it. It's been almost 2 years now. Still say the wrong name all the time. Okay. My knee is not happy right now. Okay, so we're going to be trying it out on a few different items. Like I mentioned, for work, a lot of times we use, and couldn't find a 2x4, but I found a 2x3. So we have a 2x3, and most often we use a 1x2 because we don't really need it for strength. It's just to, you know, hold a piece of drywall in. So we use these a lot, and on the job site, we use this. And I hate this thing because you have to have the wood, you have to be holding the wood tight, and you have to force it and hold it flat against the this plate. Because if it doesn't go flat against the plate, it just jumps around and it's not going to cut. So it's kind of a pain in the butt. You have to do kind of push and pull, and I don't know. It just, I hate using it. I hate it. So I'll show you what this one does. I'm going to cut it in like a length that would probably a usable length, so I'm not wasting anything. See, it just bounces. You got to hold it. That's about as good as it's going to go. Okay. So let's see what this one. Okay, so I'm going to wedge it in here a little bit and hold it on here. Make that nice wedge on there, and I'm going to cut it in another nice usable length. Can you? Okay. Nope. Safety. Oh, this is going to take a little bit of getting used to. But that was a lot faster. You're going to block that totally? Okay. So we're going to come here, get it nice and supported, and cut a nice usable piece. Yay, so much better than the Sawzall, I can tell you that. Now I would never try and use the Sawzall on a 2x3. Usually if we're using a 2x3 or a 2x4, that's when my husband pulls out the big skill saw. So we're going to try this on the 2x3. So I'm going to hold it nice and firm. And then rotate it around to the other side. That was great. Okay, so we have some usable pieces of wood for work. And now on to my craft project. So, like I mentioned before, I had bought some of these are hard to talk about. I bought some of these bundles. So this was $2 for this bundle. Can you believe they wanted, like, I think originally it was like $15. Stupid expensive. But these are way too tall to go into my planters. So I'm gonna cut them in half, but not directly in half because I want them like staggered, right? So we're gonna cut a few of these. And you know what? I'm going to stick with my sunglasses because they're less likely to fog up on me. So, all right. So I want this. I'm going to make myself a nice little stand to put it on. I want it offset. So this would be half. So I'm going to come in and I'm going to cut them around here, just below that knot. I don't want to go through a knot with the blade. Okay, now. I don't like how close it is to the ground because I don't want it to hit, but I don't have any other option. Oh, that's nice. And I'm being kind of tentative because I don't like how close to the ground I am cutting this, but I don't really have. I guess I could kind of try and do it up in the air, but let's try that. I'm hitting the ground with that. Oh, here we go. Oh my gosh. That is so easy. That is amazing. I've been dreading having to ask my husband to cut these for me with the, he was going to get the saw out. So now I do not have to wait for that. Sometimes their schedule's not the same as yours. Oh my goodness. Okay. So I'm just going to keep going and chop up. So I think all of these are a little too tall. And this is the one I've been using, and it's a nice height. This is definitely too tall. I'm going to take it off about right here, I think. And now I'm bracing it against my knee like this so that it can't kick back and hit my leg, because you do not want to change any of your body parts. I'm going to cut it into thirds. There we go. Oh my gosh, that's so easy. Okay, so our work is done. We are going to pack up. I have my 2 little tools that I use to tighten the chain. Those get snapped back into place. And instructions go there. The spare battery is here. And I'm going to put my glasses and my gloves in that little compartment there. Oh yeah, I have this. I'm just going to wrap this in the paper towel right now because I don't have any plastic out here. So hopefully that will help if there's any leakage. And oh, take your battery pack off. It will not fit with the battery pack on. Okay. Gloves. Then oil. Everything is nothing sticking out of the way. And we are locked and loaded. So, final thoughts on this. Okay, so final thoughts. Packaging is excellent. Everything just comes nice and tidy. Everything has a place, and it all goes back in very nice and neatly. It's a nice small case, very lightweight, easy to haul around and handle. The chainsaw itself is very easy to work with, very light. If you've ever worked with a chainsaw before, you know sometimes that can be very intimidating, and I didn't feel that with this at all. Now, my setup wasn't the best. It was very low to the ground, but I didn't really have anywhere else I could safely work on it. So if I was like taking a branch out of a tree, which I will probably be doing this spring, or if I can find any neighbor's branches that might need pruning, we'll see. I will be using it for that for sure. I do think it'll come in handy at work as well. So this is something that might just be something we grab or keep in the work truck. It's easy enough just to grab it when I need to use it out in the garden. I will be pruning back my lilac later, but it needs to pay no attention to Dexter flying in and out the doggy door. But it's not ready yet. I think I'm still going to get a few more blooms off of that, so I don't want to chop that down yet. I do have a few other things at the end of season that I'll probably be going in and leveling out, and I will take you along for the ride with that. So I mean, that's pretty much everything. It came with everything you needed. It came with the tools to tighten it. The only thing is possibly if there, like it has got the safety thing here, maybe if there was like a little bit of a guard here to kind of protect your hand if you're holding the thing, a little bit of a guard. I don't know if that would impede it too much. I know our big one has one like that. I don't know if that would just get in the way on a small one, or maybe if it was just something you could like take on or off if you wanted, because if I could have held you know, the wood closer, I would have been able to do, you know, a quicker, cleaner cut. But I was just, you know, a little hesitant with an actual chainsaw. But super happy with it. Super grateful that Saker reached out to me. And if you have one, if you've tried one like this, or if you've been thinking about getting one, drop the link down in the comments below. This is the 6-inch, and I believe they do have a 4-inch as well, but I would probably just go ahead and get the 6-inch. It's not too heavy, it's not too much to handle, not too inconvenient, so I'll be putting that away for later. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video. Bye.